Tiffany Watkins, a woman living in San Diego, California, had a privacy breach when her personal photos were hacked and a lot of fake profiles appeared using her picture and multiple personal photos. Many years later, one of those profiles started talking to a man living in Fremont, Michigan named Brian. Brian was seduced by this fake profile pretending to be a woman living in South Africa. The two were exchanging romantic messages, and Brian had sent his nudes to this woman. It was a shock to Brian when he learned he was actively talking to a catfish. The real identity of this woman was actually a man living in South Africa. Brian, I don't know if he did believe it or was in denial, was furious towards Tiffany. He wanted an explanation and much more than that. So he dedicated his life to find Tiffany and talk to her face to face. Brian found her living in San Diego with her boyfriend. He hacked into Tiffany's email to find her specific address and phone number. He wanted to know everything about her. What schools was she attending, her family members, and specifically her physical location. Well, he got it and drove towards San Diego. He had a plan. Brian's family grew suspicious about his behavior. His grandmother explained how obsessed her grandson was with this woman, and once he found out about the scam, he lost it completely and wanted payback, but only with the wrong person. In August of 2011, Brian was arrested only a few miles away from Tiffany's house. In his car, police found duct tape, zip ties, and a list of things he needed for later. Learning how to pick a lock, chloroform, a trench coat, a knife, and other suspicious items. Brian was convicted in 2013 of 2 counts of interstate stalking, and at the end of the year, he was sentenced to 60 months in prison, plus 3 years probation. Apparently, he was back in prison in 2020 because he failed to follow instructions, so maybe he still didn't understand that Tiffany was also a victim of the scam. He was jailed for 24 months. Brian is free now and is staying off the radar. But for Tiffany, this was more than a bad experience. Her identity was stolen, and because of that huge privacy breach, a man was actively hunting her down. Hopefully, Brian can now understand and analyze everything that happened and why it happened. But for sure, this man had dark thoughts that needed to get out one way or another. Tiffany was just the person that made the real Brian come to light. Thank you for watching.